What's up, everybody? Welcome to You Know What to Do in a Piece with Netta. And on today's video, I'm going to be talking about a topic just about the God within us, or God, higher self, soul, and humanity. And just the things that happen in this world that make us question humanity and question God. Yeah. I used to be angry, very angry. I'm still healing from suppressed or repressed anger. Actually, it's like a little residue because I'm aware of it. So I'm being proactive and using positive reinforcement and learning the self-discipline that I need to use and the tools to forgive myself and others for myself. I was just looking at something where someone was questioning why God allows things to happen, tragedies and, things of that nature. And I used to, question that. I used to ask when I was a child why certain things happened to me. Like, I had sexual trauma, was molested by two different people on several occasions. And I was angry, Initially, I was angry at them. I was angry at my parents. I was angry at myself. And I was just like, what the, I was mad at God. And ultimately, I had a spiritual awakening. And I had to re-question, what God is. What is God? I've always had a relationship with God and talking to God and having spiritual guides. And, when I was younger, I had an imaginary friend named Dita. And I laughed because during that time, I needed that. That was my guide. That was my angel during the traumatic time in my life when I could have went a different path in my life after that trauma. But I just felt like Dita was there just to protect me and to, keep me grounded and make sure that I was alright and that my spirit was alright. But, and people questioning why things happen. So, what people need to understand that there is nothing going to come down and save us. We do have angels and spirits and ancestors and guides and the gods, but that's all within us. That's all within us. We are gods in disguise. Like, you're a god, you're a god, you're a god, you're a god. Everything that you see is God. Okay? God is a consciousness. God is not in the sky. People think that God is, or source is some angry, jealous, petty, you going to hell. And if that is your belief, then, that's fine. But on my path, what I've realized, and from me doing my own research into esoteric and metaphysics and just going back and rereading certain scriptures and understanding the Psalms and listening to different New Thought teachers and even looking at other religions and other spiritual practices, everything is saying the same thing, but it just has its own truths. because we are multi-dimensional beings, so everything is true. everything has some form of truth to it. And I myself believe in past lives, like we're all energetic beings. So when we die, our energy never dies. It just transmute and goes. It just incarnates into another being or something else. So if our energy never dies, and we have universal laws such as the law of oneness, which we're always connected to source and we're all one, then that means our actions, our thoughts, our emotions affect ourselves and everyone else. So everything is a domino effect, and then I believe that no, we are not the only ones on this earth. There are millions of creatures and entities and different things on these different planets that we just haven't seen, or that may be even here. Who knows? Just different things. And living here, you just don't know. You just don't know. Be open to everything, but attach yourself to nothing. But nothing is going to save you. You have to go within and align yourself with your God power, your higher self. This is why we have a chakra system. We have different bodies. We have the emotional body, the whole spiritual body, and yes, when you're on one dimension, it's the 7 chakras, and then when you're going up to the next dimension, you're aligning your chakras into one. And you put your mind into your heart chakra. And yes, everything has a duality, but this world is filled with polarity. That's why we have to master ourselves, because we have to master the duality within us. That's why we have to do the shadow work and the inner work. But then we are the light. We have to end these generational cycles. This is why I'll give my own example of my life, the sexual trauma. That's a generational cycle in my family. So with me and knowing that I had to be the light for my family to end that generational cycle, I says, this ends with me. I'm going to tell my story. I am going to speak up. I am going to fulfill my purpose and to help others and to serve others and tell my story and how I went through the process of healing and how I continuously heal, because that's something I would never forget. But that's not nothing I'm gonna dwell on. That is not a story or a narrative that I'm gonna continue to take with me, because I'm no longer a victim. I overcame that, and that's no longer the narrative. It happened in my life. I learned from it. I grew from it. And now I move on. I save myself from growing and looking at a bigger picture, because we're all spiritual beings having a human experience. We all came down here to learn something. All of these distractions and all of this isms and pains and killings and murders, and I'm not saying don't have compassion and don't have empathy, because we need that. What I'm saying is don't get caught up in it so much that you don't realize that these experiences are allowing us to wake up into our true selves, to understand who we are. So this is why we go through different phases in life, and we have to grow spiritually and maturely. We have to be spiritually mature and grow and have our own personal spirituality and understand and rediscover ourselves and live out out to be our true selves and our authentic selves. I'm not religious myself, but I am very spiritual to know that I can look at any religion and understand or get a message. There's always a message, okay? No one's going to come down and save us. You have to be your own hero and save yourself. This is what you came here for, to experience things. Those were the challenges and the obstacles, as messed up as a lot may seem, because I used to be like, well, why do kids, die and just different things, but you have to understand that that spirit came down here knowing what it had to do. We made contracts with each other. This is why our blood family is our blood family, and we have our soul family. And some of our blood family is our soul family as well. But before we came down here, we chose our parents. We chose our parents to give us the lesson that we needed. Now, whether you learned that lesson, or you're repeating that lesson in life through different things, as far as even with your own kids or in your relationships, like maybe there's something from your parents that you needed to learn. Whether you were adopted or whatever, there was something that you needed to learn. And there's a cycle that you needed to break, or there is a gift that you needed to open or discover. We're limitless, and we're multi-dimensional beings. We're just not this little lower self human. No. So, no one is going to save you. You have to save yourself. And this is how we get to Christ consciousness. This is how you get to other ascended masters such as Buddha, Kuan Yin, Thoth, Ashtar, other ascended masters, excuse me, because I was going to say another name, but Ashtar. You understand these ascended masters and what they came down here for. Now, it's not for you to exactly worship these ascended masters, but understand the life that they lived, and look at the teachings and look at how they live. Now, we live more in a more modern time, but if we follow those and stop bickering and debating on who's right and who's wrong, because guess what? Everybody's right and everybody's wrong to a certain extent. But everybody has their own path. So you have to follow what's right for you and what the inner God in you is saying to you. But it's never going to be like a bunch of hate and all this stuff. No. What we came here to do was to master ourselves, master our emotions, master our thoughts, master our actions. Because guess what? We have dark and light in us, and there's nothing wrong with it. You're supposed to love all of it. All of it. Just like the people that I was molested by. They were hurt people. And I'm sure they felt guilt, or they was trying to show some form of something, whether it was power, affection, or love. I don't know. But for me to carry that with me is not going to do anything but attract more negative energy. We're energetic beings. We're energy. Everything is energy in this universe. And vibration moves that energy, and we all have a certain frequency. We are here to level up and level up our vibration. I know that sounds like, what? Why? Because this universe is made up of mathematics and physics, sound, vibration. Like, really research and understand for yourself. You know, God, when we do these ohms, ahs, there's so many names for God. There's like different angels, and all these spirits and angels and energy is within us. Everything is within us. Our ancestors within us. So we have to master that and be transparent about our experiences here. And that does not mean that we don't help and we don't fight the bull crap that's going on into this world. We have to be, warriors. But the change starts with us. So all this stuff is happening because a lot of people hurting people because they don't know how to change. They don't know how to change their actions, their mindsets, because they're stuck. They're stuck in this one mindset, this one programming. Then society programs us to separate ourselves from the oneness, all that is, the source, the God within us. We looking outside of ourselves for this big man or big mama in the sky, or outside of us to save us from ourselves, when we have to save ourselves and master ourselves. So when we start forgiving ourselves and building that relationship with ourselves, and we start forgiving other people, and we raise that vibration, and we make moves to make a better system, and we break down this system and get more energetically and stop pointing fingers, right? Then things will be better, and then you can see the God within everyone, even when people do the most. But I'm telling you, I've been on this path for a little bit, and I got a long way to go still, and a whole lot to learn. When I tell you God is within you and you hold that power, and when you really go within and you really focus on that intention of hearing the messages, just like I see angel numbers, I see geometric shapes, I see energy, I'm clairvoyant, so I see certain things I've seen. And now, I had went through depression to make sure that I was not delusional. I am an empath and I feel energy, and it all starts with your mindset. You have to master you. You have to change you, and then be transparent and tell your story and be confident and know your self-worth. Everything is energy. And stop pointing fingers. Yes, we come as our avatar. Yes, we will see things being done to our avatars and other different avatars that is just plain old crazy. But I'm not saying don't have compassion and empathy and don't create the actions to make a difference. But what I am saying is, know that these experiences are here so that we can make a difference and make a better world, and wake up. these experiences is nothing but spiritual contracts for us to learn our lessons so that we can wake up and grow. That's the only way. Without challenges and obstacles and experiences, we will not grow. Now, I don't know everything and what the whole major plan is, but the only thing I can do or say is do my part, and the only thing I can say is go within and listen to your inner being so that you know what your purpose is, so that you know what you're supposed to be doing. I see angel numbers, figuring out numerology and doing my own studying, and yeah, do I get frustrated? Yes, I do. Did I ever want to give up? Yes, I did. Now, no, because I actually love teaching and being a student as well. And I know that what I'm building outside of my podcast, my coaching business, and making videos on YouTube, I know what my vision is. So that's God creating through me, or that's me, my God self, manifesting. That means me, the avatar, I have to put in the work, but also be grounded within humanity and being present. It's a big career. It's a big spiritual career, because I used to be angry. I used to be like, why did I have to go through that? Why? Because there are other women and men, okay, who been through that. And for generations, there's a lot of generations who don't say nothing about it, or they blame the children, the man, the wife, or they just sweep it under the rug. No, that shit needs to stop. It just needs to stop. When it comes to mental health and things like that, people don't like it's like taboo. No, that shit needs to stop. So this is why things happen. When we focus on what we don't want, we're magnifying it more into the world. That's why I always say, okay, once we know what the problem and the issue is and we get to the root of it, now let's be the solution. Let's be the solution. Instead of focusing on the problem all the time and blaming, white, black, Hispanic, anything else, Asian, whatever. Stop pointing fingers. Because at the end of the day, it's everybody. It's everybody. We're all one. We're all connected. Yes, people from different cultures do way different things than your culture may, and you may not understand. But if you can drop all of that and know that you are not your avatar, you are not your culture, and that people do different things for different reasons, and that we are here to experience it all, to have a better understanding and acceptance of others, and being non-judgmental, because everything we send out to others has everything to do with us if we're all connected. So everything that we're doing is having a domino effect. That's why we need to be a little more conscious and mindful of how we're living and what we are doing. First, establish that relationship with yourself. I already always talk about that. I have that inner being. If you want to know what God is, and I already asked God, I was like, I remember asking, who are you? What are you? And God told me, I am infinite consciousness. I said it before I went to sleep. I set the intention, and my inner being, third eye, was all that. All in my dreams. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful just talking to me. This infinite thought. When you set that intention and you tap in, you have the power. So you do not need no middleman. It is okay to go to church. It is okay to commune with other people. But when it's blocking you from expanding and having a different perception and perspective, and when it's blocking you from growing spiritually, then it's time to find something new and different that's going to allow your soul to grow. Your soul just wants to experience different things. And a lot of things we may not understand. But then after the experience, then we can understand certain things. So I just wanted to get on here and say that, yeah, that was just like kind of on my mind, a little heavy. You know, we even blame each other in relationships when we're actually mirroring each other. And, you know, people do, not saying that we should take accountability for other people's actions, but just know that whoever you around, they're mirroring you. That's your frequency. That's your energy. So look at it as energy. And be mindful of your energy. And know that your energy and the God within you has great power, infinite power. You are God. You are God. We are all part of Source. All that is. You are God. And some people, they don't want to take that responsibility. If we're mindful, we watch what we say and what we do, and we go within, and of course tragedies and different things is going to happen. People are going to die. You know, that's just a part of the cycle of life. But they never really die because the energy, just the flesh dies. You know? So, anyway, I just wanted to speak on that because we just really need to stop separating ourselves. But I'm going to get on that and talk about that very soon on my podcast. And you know what to do in a Peace with Netta. And I'm also going to make a video about it, about the law of oneness. And that's the first spiritual law of the universal laws. So anyway, if you like this video, like, share, and subscribe. Please listen to my podcast. You know what to do in a Peace with Netta. Follow me on a gram in a Peace with Netta. And also follow me at bookings@healinghood.com if you want any coaching services, and that's Healinghood, HealingHood, or either go to www.healinghood.com. Peace.